Hello and welcome to Politics Tonight, where we dig and go beyond the headlines for informed analysis of major political stories in Nigeria. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. With less than 7 days to the conduct of the 2023 general election, stakeholders involved in the conduct of the polls are forging ahead with preparations for the polls amid fear over naira and fuel scarcity. On the interview segments today, we will examine legislative agenda of the All Progressives Congress APC candidate for Kosofe Federal Constituency of Lagos State, Kafilat Ogbara. Welcome to Politics Tonight. Stay with us. We will be right back. Welcome back. The presidency has dismissed speculations that President Muhammadu Buhari is working to install an interim government or truncates the country's democracy. The government's position was contained in a statement signed by the senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, who described the allegation as a joke taken too far. Shehu accused those peddling the speculations of creating panic and inciting the public against the federal government and described the move as a dangerous dimension by people who are afraid of losing elections. He said President Buhari is concerned with the problem brought by the implementation of the Naira redesign policy and has since opened several avenues for consultations with leaders and groups across the country towards solving the problems. Shehu explained that contrary to speculations, the 2023 general election will hold as scheduled and Nigerians will vote for the All Progressives Congress APC and any candidate of their choice. As part of efforts to encourage voter education, the Policy and Legal Advocacy Center has launched a simplified edition of the 2022 Electoral Act and the guidelines by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The document is designed to educate voters on the do's and don'ts as provided in the laws guiding Nigeria's electoral process. Tijesu Adeoye has details.
Few days to the presidential elections, it is crucial that eligible voters have a deep understanding of the laws guiding the electoral process. However, the complexities of the Electoral Act and the INEC guidelines make it a bit difficult for some voters to comprehend and digest its content. That is why the Policy and Legal Advocacy Center believes it is important to provide a simplified version of the electoral laws for the smooth conduct of the elections and ensure each vote counts.
Target is to put this out in very simple language, which is what we have done. Spread it as much as we can, disseminate it as much as we can. We have put it on our social media pages. We've put it up on our website, but we're hoping also that we are able to distribute as much copies of it as possible so that people gain some good knowledge that will apply in the way that they turn out to vote in the coming days.
The law as it is ineffective. It is we that will effectuate the provisions of the law. Are we ready to stand by the provisions of this law? As beautiful as this Electoral Act is, permit me to say that it is not perfect, as there is no perfect law anywhere. There is no perfect law anywhere, so it is work in progress.
The center also took it a notch higher by creating an application that is accessible to all smartphones and ensures all voters have access to the simplified document at any time from the comfort of their homes. Tijesu Adeoye, TVC News, Abuja.
Let's take a short break, and when we return, it will be time to speak with our guest of the day, Kafilat Ogbara, who is the APC candidate for Kosofe Federal Constituency. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Politics Tonight, digging beyond the headlines. And now to our interview with the guest of the day. I am now joined by the APC candidate for Kosofe Federal Constituency of Lagos State, Kafilat Ogbara. Thank you very much for joining us, madam.
Thank you very much, Jumoke. Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Thank
All right.
you for having me.
Yeah, let's start this way. You were in the PDP and contested on its platform. Why did you leave the party? And is there really a difference in both parties?
There's a lot of difference. I was in PDP. My journey to the House of Representatives, being a candidate, has been that of 20 years, because I was the candidate for PDP in 2003 to the House of Representatives. I was also the candidate of PDP in 2007 to the House of Representatives, where I contested with Honorable Dayo Bush. The first one was with Honorable Dr. Anima Shaw. So, and while I was there, I was always progressive in my thoughts. And most of the time, when I have ideas that I imagine on my own, most of the time I found out that before I could say Jack Robinson, they've already implemented it in the Progressive Party. So this, influenced my decision to dump the PDP for the APC. And since then, it has been a progressive journey. Today, by the grace of God, I am the candidate for House of Representatives for Kosofe Federal Constituency again for 2023. And it's not by coincidence, it's by the grace of God, because I have paid my dues and I've been able to prove my hard work and my efforts politically in the party. So I left PDP to come to APC, not because of any reason, but because of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I believe a lot in his ideology, his ideals, and the way, he treats his political associates. He's a team player. Asiwaju is a man that tries to look for talents, nurture them, and also ensure that he develops them. So this is one characteristic that, I really appreciate about him. And he's always a man of the people. He is always on the side of the people, as he has been able to also exhibit in our present situation in the country today, despite the fact that he's running an election. And when you're running an election, most of the time, you find out that most of our politicians, they try to politicize their thoughts, their line of thoughts, their decisions, and the way they should reason, because they allow politics to becloud their sense of reasoning. And Asiwaju has remained consistent in ensuring that he stands with the people, he speaks for the people, he is the voice for the voiceless, and is the man of the people, even in this situation that we find ourselves today.
So how has your campaign been so far?
Well, very, very well, we thank God. Because I have been an old player in the game, in the Kosofe politics, most of the time when I move around, they're like, oh, she's been nursing this ambition for a long time. Oh, thank God, now, a lot of people are so eager to ensure that I win the election, irrespective of the political affiliation, irrespective of the ethnic affiliation, irrespective of their religious background. So I'm very happy, I'm delighted. The campaign has been very, very exciting for me, because most of the, the environment that I needed to go to, the terrain, is a known terrain for me. So I've been able to reach out to every, stakeholder that I needed to. I'm a grassrooter, and I've moved around, to speak with people individually, house to house, person to person, and, ensuring that I educate them on the incidents that we have on our hand. Because what has happened on the issue of the Naira swap and the cashless policy has made it to be more difficult for us to campaign to people as a political party. They have been able to try to confuse the people that is the political party, the ruling party, that is causing the pain and the hardship to people. Meanwhile, as a party, I know that we support this policy in principle, but we know that the implementation has been very, very disruptive. It has been chaotic, it has been vindictive in perception, and it has been very, very, unacceptable to most Nigerians. And you know that as a people, for somebody like me, I am even used to cashless way of life from time immemorial. And normally I do my transfers and all I needed to do. But you know that there are a lot of people that need cash to transact. There are a lot of people that don't have bank accounts. There are a lot of people that they have very, very limited cash with them. And when you say that they have to take the money to the bank and we are not giving another in return, it's a big problem. I, as an individual, went to my bank and I'm told that they are giving only 2,000 for the day and that the 2,000 is even finished. So I couldn't even get the money. So this had made us to, make extra effort, take deliberate steps to campaign to people individually, to let them know that in as much as we admire this policy, we believe that, is a policy that is well acceptable all over the world, but the implementation has been very, very wrong. So and we have been able to educate them that they should just be patient for us. They should be patient and they should bear the pain, letting them know that we feel their pain and we share in what they feel. We all know what happened this morning in some areas because the transporters did not want to collect the old notes and all that, despite the Supreme Court order. So, but we hope that by the grace of God, there will be a solution very, very soon.
All right. It's about 7 days to the conduct of the presidential and National Assembly election. How will you describe the race so far across board?
Well, across board, I believe that the APC as a party is doing very, very well. You have seen a lot of our campaigns on social media. If you have been able to attend some of them, you will see that this is the person that the people want. They are not even really looking at the party. They just want Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to become the president come 2023, because everybody knows that Asiwaju is a progressive to the core. He's the architect of the modern Lagos that we see today. We know that there are a lot of giant strides, developmental strides that they have, taken in Lagos State. If you look at the commissioning that the president came to do recently, you find out that the rice mill in Imota was commissioned. That rice mill factory is the best, the biggest you can find in Africa. It's #1 in Africa. And in the world is the 3rd. And such developmental strides are not easy to come by. You don't just see such, you can't find that anywhere in Africa. So it means it's an exceptional stride. So we are very grateful for this because we know that that rice mill factory in Imota in Ikorodu will be having a multiplier effect on our people. It will be giving over 1,500 direct jobs and of course over 250,000 indirect jobs. So we are very happy about this and we are very glad as Lagosians. And we are campaigning to our people, letting them know that if you live in Lagos, you work in Lagos, your children's school in Lagos, everything about you is Lagos, and you are thinking of voting for another party, then maybe you are getting something very, very wrong. Because this election is about all of us. It's more about Lagos because for the first time in the history of this country, the ruling party is giving Lagos State the presidential ticket as a party. And we know that this presidential candidate is not just an ordinary candidate. He is a good thinker, a barrier breaker, a man with high political sagacity, a man that when he was governor, he assembled the best brains, the best hands to work with him. If you line up the people that worked with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu today, the fact speaks for itself. Like the legal, my learned people will say, res ipsa loquitur. So you know that this man is different. He thinks differently. He does his things differently. And he believes a lot in teamwork. A lot of us believe in Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu because we believe that Nigeria that we have been looking for is here. The opportunity is here. And this is why we are pleading with our people to ensure that they don't get distracted. They don't get deterred. They remain focused and ensure that we are patient enough to cast our votes next week. Let's not allow any hardship, any pain, because even in the Holy Quran, we were promised that Fa'i no more Ali Yusri, in no more Ali Yusri. When you have a lot of pain, when the pain is so hard, God has promised us that there will be comfort. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is that comfort that Nigeria should wait for, that Lagosians should wait for, because we know this is a man that was able to turn liability into an asset. Google Eco Atlantic if you have not been there, then you will know what I'm talking about. This was when the flood in the Black Beach wanted to sweep Victoria Island away. And we were all scared. Like, will this flood not sweep the whole of Lagos away? And then our Asiwaju, in his usual manner, turned that place into an asset. And as I speak with you today, the U.S. consulate, U.S. government is building their office there, the biggest in the world that you cannot find anywhere all over the world. And that office will be costing them over $30 million. So for American government to do a thing like that, they already have that vision. They are keen into that mission. And they know that something good is about to happen to Nigeria as a country. So I want to appeal to all our people in Lagos State, and of course in Nigeria, that they should not waste their votes. I listen to some of our, people when they speak, they talk about other presidential candidates. They are no match. In what capacity? In what manner? Nobody can take away that credit from Asiwaju, that he has the capacity and he has the capability, because he has exhibited that when he was governor of Lagos State. We saw it in every way, in every ramification. So there's no doubt about that. And everything he did there,
Madam Kafilat,
Asiwaju was the first person to use the Oracle technology to block cages in Lagos State. Yes, I'm with you.
Trust me, you will have your time, because we still have a lot to discuss tonight. But before then, let's take this commercial break and I will be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Politics Tonight. And tonight we are discussing the Kosofe agenda with the APC candidate for Kosofe Federal Constituency of Lagos State, Kafilat Ogbara. All right. Yes, you have spoken about your years of political experience, and you say you have been nursing this ambition for a very long time. In that regard, can you share with us your mission as a candidate seeking to represent Kosofe constituency in the House of Representatives?
Well, my mission basically is to ensure that I serve humanity, touch lives. As a member to the House of Representatives, I believe that when we have meaningful and impactful legislation, we will be able to address a lot of our deficits that becloud, our nation generally. And I believe that I will be able to use my personality to influence a lot of things for my constituency. As a legislator, I tell people that most of the time, the type of personality that you send to Abuja or that you send to represent you anywhere determines the quality of the dividends of democracy that you will get. For my people in Kosofe Federal Constituency, my plan is to ensure that I have an innovation center that will be incubating ideas so that I can maximize the human capacity of the people of Kosofe Federal Constituency. We have a lot of young people in the constituency that are not really doing a lot. So I believe that the government has been trying, but we still have a lot to do, especially for our boys, our good boys, and all our youths generally. So we need to engage them. We need to profile them. We need to speak with them. We need to encourage them. And there are different ways we can do this, even though I will be going to Abuja to, pass bills and support laws that will be beneficial to our people. But in as much as I will be doing that, I know myself and I know my capability, that I will not only be doing lawmaking. I have a foundation, the OK Foundation, which I will be using to ensure that I touch lives at every level and in every way that I can. Because even before now, I have been doing that. So it's not until I get to the House of Representatives before I know what to do. A lot of people already see my work. They see how I relate to people. My people love me and I love them. I live with them as family and I relate with them as family. Because I believe that after my immediate family is my political family. Without them, there can't be me. So I am with them on the journey and they are with me on that journey. And I also tell people, it is the knowledge that I have now that I can take to Abuja. As a legislator, you must have a feedback mechanism You must be able to relate with your people. You cannot at any point in time say exactly everything you want to do, because it is a process and events will happen, things will happen. So once you have a feedback mechanism and you have a good relationship with your people, you open yourself to ideas, you will be able to perform excellently well. And as I move on my campaign train, I ensure that I go with my diary, I go with my iPad, and I record every need of every stakeholder, every locality I move to. And with this, I am empowered, I am equipped. I know exactly the needs of my people. I can tell you everything, even without looking at the book. I know what they need in Ajegunle. I know what they need in Oworo. I know what they need in the Ilaje area. I know what they need in Magodo Phase 1. I know these issues and I understand the problems. Even though I will not be able to do much as a lawmaker, but trust me, I will be using my influence as a lawmaker. I'll be using that position to ensure that I lobby for a lot of the dividends of democracy to get to my people. And they know that they believe in me and they trust me. And trust me, as the media too, you will be covering a lot of these events as time unfolds.
All right. You promised to provide effective representation that will bring progress to Kosofe Federal Constituency. How do you intend to do this?
Well, for me, I have some ideas close to my chest. For instance, the elderly. I am very passionate about the elderly. My father died at the age of 91, and I was the one that took care of him until his last hour. So I know the needs of old people. And in this country, I believe that as an individual, if you have served the society, you don't have to be a government worker, you don't have to be a civil servant. Whether you're a bricklayer, a painter, a professor, whatever category you find yourself, if you have served your nation, you have given something to the society. We're all going to get old. So when you get to that stage, there must be something that the society will be getting back to you. So I have something close to my chest on that as a law that I intend to pursue. And also for the physically challenged. A lot of our physically challenged people, they are being deprived in so many ways. They are being, discriminated against. There are laws, but the implementation has been very, very, not good enough. So I also have something very close to my chest for physically challenged. And of course, for our women, we are coming back to all those bills. The world itself has tried, is one of the sustainable development goals that the world is trying to achieve, to ensure that we meet up with gender equality. That is the 5th sustainable development goal that the world wants to achieve. They want to achieve zero hunger. They want to achieve less poverty. We want good health. We want quality education. But all these 4, before the 5th goal that the world wants to achieve, if we do not ensure proper integration of women into political participation, it will be very, very difficult to achieve any of these goals, because we are the mothers, we are the wives. We rule the world, we make the world, we give birth to the children. It is the knowledge and everything that we inculcate in these children that makes the society. Everything emanates from the home. So it is high time our politicians at the National Assembly, we are going to continue to pursue this.
All right.
Women must be properly positioned so that Nigeria can be a better place, so that we can meet up with our sustainable development goals.
Now, you talked about creating innovation center, and I also know you have assured youths in the area of creation of employment opportunities. What are your strategies for achieving this?
Well, as I already move with my campaign, I'm already getting my team, getting ready. We already have a lot of programs on our hand that we intend to implement when we get there. This is why we had the launch of the OK Foundation recently with the health care program that we did for our people in Oworo, where we gave free health, benefits to all our people without paying a dime. Even those that collected the glasses, those that needed the operation, we escalated them, and we have, directed them to where they can do the operation by the Rotary Club that they are helping us. Some of them were able to, they were operated like yesterday and even before now. So we are very happy about that, that even our people have started benefiting even before the elections. There are a lot of places where we had issues of no water at all in some areas, and we have been able to use the OK Foundation to provide portable water for them. We have areas where we have our young people, where we have so many young people, they don't have any recreation center. We have used our OK Foundation to ensure that we start with the building of recreation center for them. I'm going to be a legislator, but a legislator with a difference that wants to touch the lives of our people. I am very, very passionate about good governance, and I believe that governance, whatever position you find yourself, at any level, it should be service to humanity. And you must use that position to ensure that when you want to go to bed at night, you ask yourself, how many lives have I been able to touch positively today? That is the passion, and that is my drive. And that is exactly the focus that I'm moving with.
So still talking about the needs of your people, I know there are over 35 communities in Kosofe local government. And for the purpose of my next questions, I'd like us to focus on the areas mostly affected by flood and places like Agboyi 1 and 2, Mile 12, Owode-Oniri, Ajegunle. I know last year the Lagos State government implemented a mobile flood solution to help reduce the impact of flood in that community. How effective has that been? And if you get elected, what are you going to do to improve this initiative?
It has been very, very effective. For instance, in Kosofe, I must commend the council chairmen that we have in Kosofe local government, Kosofe, Agboyi 2, and of course, Kosofe local governments. These local government executives have been able to, make it easy for us to campaign because they have done a lot of work in their various constituencies. For instance, for the flooding area in Ajegunle, the chairman of Kosofe has been able to do a lot of drainage systems. And when you get there, you will be amazed to think that a local government can construct such drainage systems. And this was able to help the flood that happened earlier, last year or later last year, because we visited the place. There were still some issues there, but it wasn't as much as it used to be. And I know that in Abuja, at the National Assembly, and of course, the federal government policy, we have the ecological fund that they normally provide for such areas. For instance, in Agboyi, the waterside area, you find out that there are water there. I went there myself. I went on the boat and all that. And what I saw, I wasn't really pleased with it. But I know that the state government is doing a lot to also ensure that a bridge is provided for them there. The bridge that they used temporarily that had an issue, the state government is also working on that to ensure that they bring succor to them over there. I know that the ecological fund is something that we must try to influence and ensure that we bring the benefits to our people here in Kosofe local government. There are a lot of other environmental hazards, and the Ministry of Environment in Abuja is a place where you can use your oversight function, to ensure that you are able to speak to the needs of your people in your locality so that the ministries can see what they can do to help in that regard. And we also have areas where you find out that even health centers are the issues. I know that the essay on sustainable development goals, Mrs. Orelope, has been able to do a lot, even in Kosofe as well. But we'll continue. It's a work in progress, and we'll continue to do our best to continue from where everybody has stopped.
All right. We're looking forward to that. Okay, you polled 44 votes to beat your closest opponent in the APC primary, who scored 1 vote. How confident are you about replicating such feats in the general election?
Well, for the general election, there are ways you work and you relate with your people. And then when the election time is near, you are confident within you that you have done your best, and then you relieve the rest. I have campaigned to every nook and cranny of Kosofe local government, and I have not stopped, and I am still moving. I'm still on the train. So I'm very, very confident that the victory will be a landslide victory, because even the opponents, I don't even see them in my campaign trains. They are not even visible. I'm sorry to say that. But I believe that the victory will be a landslide victory because we have worked very, very hard. We have done all that needs to be done, and we have left no stone unturned by ensuring that every community that needed to be visited is visited, and we have campaigned for them, we have convinced them, we have encouraged them, we have energized them that they should be rest assured that this government is their own. Because a government that you have that communicates with you, that responds to your needs, that is accessible as well. Because I pick all my calls, even if when they were trying to reach me, except I'm in the mosque, I'm praying, or I'm in a meeting, and or I'm speaking or something. That's when I don't pick my calls. I relate with my people very, very well. So they have access to me. So that is their government. They are the government. I am only there to go and serve them, for them, to go and to serve them.
Yes, the APC has retained its dominance in Lagos over the years, but some analysts say the party's candidates are taking this for granted and underrating other parties in this election, hence not campaigning hard enough. How will you react to this?
Well, I can only speak for my constituency. I believe that for us here in Kosofe local government, all the three chairmen have been on their toes, they have been on their feet, moving all over. We have been moving together. We have been working in unity to ensure that we are not even looking at being in government or being incumbent or whatever whatever terminology or whatever adjective you want to use. We are working as if we are not even anywhere. We are reaching out to everybody we need to reach out to. We are moving. If you have been following the campaigns, you will know that we are not relenting. If you look at me, you will know that this is not what I look like, because I have been working too hard to ensure that we have landslide victory, because we have a target. We want to be the best in the whole of Lagos State by the grace of God. And we have 899 polling units in Kosofe Federal Constituency, and that's a lot. It's the second largest. So this is an area that we have a wide coverage to cover, and we have at least tried to meet up with over 80%, and we are still on the move. We have touched a lot of areas, and we are still, retouching to ensure that we leave no stone unturned.
I know you're really trying to talk about your own constituency, but do you still see APC maintaining its dominance in this election in the state?
Oh, definitely. What a question. The things that Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu has done in Lagos, unprecedented. Have you not seen the ferries? Have you not seen the trains? Have you not seen everything he has been doing in the health sector? The roads, he has virtually turned Lagos into a construction site, and Lagosians are happy for it. He doesn't even need to campaign. There is no opposition for Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, and we know that. So we are working to finish with this first election so that we can go headlong in those 2 weeks to start rigorous campaign to ensure that oppositions are nowhere to be found come February 11 for the governorship election. The job that they have done, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, the twins with identical ideas. When you have a perfect team, 2 heads are better than one. This is the great results that you will get. And this is exactly what they have delivered for Lagosians. And I'm sure Lagosians will attest to the fact that they have lived even beyond expectation. And when you have one good term, you deserve another. So definitely, we have no doubt that Lagos State will not only retain their dominance, but Lagosians will give us even more votes than what they have always done, because they know that they are getting the dividends of democracy that they deserve from Lagos State-led government.
So your opponent in the PDP, talking about Florence Da Costa, was here about a week ago, and she accused the APC supporters of destroying her campaign posters. How will you react to this?
Oh, I'm not aware of that. If you look at the way my people paste my posters, you know that they are pasted by professionals, and they don't even touch other people's posters. They try to do their things in orderly manner. So we don't do that. Maybe it's other political parties that do that. I don't even notice that anything like that happens. So I'm not aware of that at all. And sometimes you know that even our people, when they don't want to see your face, they may just be doing that. I don't know. But I'm not aware of that.
All right. So, but then how do you feel contesting against another woman in this election for Kosofe constituency?
It's very healthy. And this is what we have always clamored for. We need more women participation in politics. And you know that when you have women in politics, you find peace there. You will not hear of any violence or anything within, the political parties. Most of the time, women are more responsive to the citizens' needs. Most of the time, we also promote inter-party cooperation. We promote ethnic cooperation, and we try to ensure that, we work together, even without seeing each other. We try to ensure that we respect each other's space. For me, I will not, allow my supporters to do anything negative to a fellow woman. And if they have been doing anything to her posters or her boards, well, I am not privy to that information. But I want to encourage more women, not only because we are doing the 2023 elections. Immediately after the elections, whatever the outcome of our results, our women must not relent. We must not give up. We must continue to strive to ensure that we meet the target goal of ensuring that we have this gender balancing, gender mainstreaming, that where we have 10 men in a House of Assembly, we should have minimum of 4 women in that house with 6 men, not all men. For instance, in Lagos State, we have 24 House of Representative candidates, and I am the only woman that is the House of Representative candidate amongst those 24. So this is why you know that as women, we must continue to encourage ourselves. We must love ourselves. We must support ourselves in every ramification, irrespective of our political affiliation. It is only when we work together that we can get to the destination.
All right, so because you've been in this game for a while and with your many years of experience, what do you think is responsible for this low rating?
Low?
What do you think is responsible? What do you think is responsible for this?
For what?
For low turnout of women representation in politics and governance in Nigeria.
Oh, this is because the men have been there for too long. Women political participation has been discouraged in our culture, in our religion. Most of the time, you find out that even culturally, even in this age and time, as a woman in politics, for instance, let me use myself as a case study. Even though I have a husband that is very, very supportive, that encourages me, that, that is with me on the journey, wherever I go and all that. Most of the time, when your in-laws are around and you want to go for a political meeting in the evening or at night, they will see it as, where is she going at this hour? But if it's the man, they see it as the man is trying to, is the breadwinner of the family, is trying to go and get something for the family. So these are some of the cultural barriers that we face. And then in the northern part of the country, we find out that most of the time, the girl child is not encouraged to go to school. And we still have these issues on our hands. And this is why, as an individual, I have tried to connect with the children. I did a book up, connection with schools in my constituency recently. And I can tell you that in like almost all the schools in my constituency, I am very, very well connected with children in my constituency already, because I am passionate about children. So when the girl child, let me go back to your question, when the girl child is deprived of the right quality education, that lady will be deprived of the quality of job she will get, because she doesn't have the right quality of education. And when you are deprived by the quality of job you get, you will be deprived financially somewhere and somehow. And politics is not cheap. I can tell you that for free. Politics is very, very expensive. So these are some of the issues that we face. And the religious aspect. Also, in that part of the country, most of the time they believe that the women should just be seen and not be heard. You cannot talk. You don't even have an opinion in most places, even though some of our women in that part of the region have, tried to, come out to still showcase themselves and all that. So we need the support of our men. We need our men to continue to encourage our women. And we need that legislative order to ensure that women are encouraged to participate in politics. We need a law that will help women, where we have 3 senators, that we insist that we must have a woman in a state, at least out of the 3. Where we have 24 House of Rep members, we should at least be able to have 7, 8, for crying out loud. We have women that are very, very intelligent, and you know that the manner we women are programmed, we are multitasking. We know how to do a lot of things together, and we are go-getters. We try to ensure that our target is result-oriented. So we need our men to continue to encourage our women so that we can, build the children for the nation that we desire. Because when a woman is not well informed, when a woman is not well empowered, it affects the children directly. And this is the product of the society that we'll get in the long run. It is a symbiotic thing, and it has a multiplier effect. Maybe we have not started seeing it that way. Until we get it right, that is when we'll achieve zero hunger and less poverty in the land.
Now, you once said opposition to Tinubu and APC in Lagos State is an illusion, and you have reiterated this tonight. Are you, by this saying, your party will have an easy ride in elections in the state?
In Lagos State, we are very, very confident that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will win landslide. Where is the opposition? Where are they? Where are they? I've moved around and I can't find them. We have the non-indigenous sector. They exist. Those that believe that they want to vote on ethnic lining. And we have tried to educate them. You live in Lagos, you work here, and you are thinking of voting for another party. We know that we are winning in Lagos State. We are not in doubt about that at all.
So are you saying because they live and work in Lagos, they cannot vote for another party?
No, people have a right to. We are just trying to educate them that we know that Lagos State has done a lot for Lagosians in Lagos State. And people have a right to say that they want to vote for another party. I'm telling you that we have been trying to educate them that you live here, you work here, and Lagos has given you one of the best in the whole of the country, because that is the truth. It is only in Lagos State that you will find the BRT buses. It is only in Lagos State that you find all these trains. It is only in Lagos State that you find that rice mill factory that I spoke about. It is only in Lagos State that you find the kind of health facilities that we have in Lagos State. And these are more. It is only in Lagos State that we give free JAMB forms to our students in most of our local governments. It is only in Lagos State that education is free. From the primary school, we have a lot of public schools that give free education. And also our teachers are well trained. They train them, they retrain them. And Lagos State produce one of the best of our students when it comes to national examinations. So Lagos State has provided much more than Lagosians to think otherwise. So we have tried to educate all our people that they should think Lagos and vote Lagos, because we believe in APC-led government by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu that will emerge 2023 for a new Nigeria and a better Nigeria that we have all been clamoring for.
All right, because we have the PDP presidential candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who has been vice president of this country for 8 years, and the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, who is currently enjoying massive support from the youth. Talking about the chances of your presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, how will you rate him?
Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
How will you rate him? Yes.
Tinubu? I am 100% sure we are winning this election at the national, at the state. With what parameter are you looking at? Like somebody asked a question tonight. He said, tell me which of the APC states that APC currently holds that Atiku Abubakar will win or Peter Obi will win. Can you mention just one APC state? And then he asked, can you tell me one PDP state that PDP currently holds that Peter Obi will win? So these are the basic questions. There are some things you don't even try to negotiate, because we know that our people love us. Some are saying that the cashless policy is aimed at ensuring that they don't buy votes. Look at the crowd in Ibadan yesterday. There is no cash anywhere. Was it money they gave to them? Look at the crowd. Look at the passion. Look at the love. Look at the way they are all hailing. They are all happy and eager to see Asiwaju. There are some things that you don't even need to, question or, doubt, because the reality is clear. It is very, very obvious. We can see it with our eyes. We don't need to be told. We don't need anybody to tell us on social media that something else is happening. There are so many fake news everywhere. If you look at some of the opposition adverts, they'll go and look for old videos of bad places. But we have a modern Lagos that Babajide Sanwo-Olu has given us.
Madam
And we are
Kafilat,
enjoying it. Yes,
but some opposition elements have argued that Lagos is not Nigeria, that really Nigeria is much more complex. So, do you think your presidential candidate has got all it takes to succeed on the national stage?
When you are a team player and you have the ability to find the best hands, the best of talents anywhere in the world to work with you, what more can you ask for? There is no any presidential candidate that tells you he's perfect and he has all the knowledge. It's a lie. A presidential candidate cannot know what happens in the health sector, what you will do if something happens, if you are not a medical doctor. A presidential candidate cannot tell you what law will be better for so issue when you are not a lawyer or a son. So please, these are the qualities that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, God has endowed him with. He knows how to look for the right thing. And I can bet with anything that as he's moving around, as we speak now, he already has 50% of that team on his left hand, well kept. He already knows the people that will work with him in that cabinet when he emerges, because I know that that is the kind of personality he is. It's not when he gets there that we start thinking of who will do this or who will do that. And that is why when he traveled to Chatham House, well, where was it then? He ensured that, it was his team that answered a lot of the questions, because he believed a lot in teamwork. It is an asset. It's not a disadvantage. So we believe a lot in Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu because we have seen the antecedents. We have seen everything he has done. And we know that he is a barrier breaker that will break any impediment in the will of the progress of Nigeria. So we are trusting him. We are rest assured. We are convinced, and we are very, very positive that New York of America is what Lagos State will be. We are not campaigning about this, but because we believe in the capacity of this man. This one is not sweet campaigning or whatever. It's because of what we have seen with our eyes. So it's from experience, from what we know he can do. Like somebody said, I saw a social media report where they said, if they were going to fight boxing there, you'll be talking about maybe strength or something. We are talking about this thing upstairs, and that is what Nigeria needs now. We need a political leader that will have the political will to take some bold decisions. You know that there are issues. We know this is the truth, and we need a political leader that can use that political will to take bold decisions, irrespective of whose source is God, to ensure that we get the desired results. And that man is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
All right. APC chieftains have reiterated that the ongoing scarcity of naira and fuel is orchestrated to scuttle chances of the party. What is your party doing to change the narration?
That what?
APC chieftains have, I will repeat, APC chieftains have reiterated that the ongoing scarcity of naira and fuel is orchestrated to scuttle chances of the party. What is the party doing to change the narration?
We are not changing any narration, because that is the reality. We believe in the principle of the naira swap, the cashless policy. It's a fantastic idea. But we are saying that the timing is like a deliberate attempt to create chaos, to create confusion, to bring hardship to people. On Valentine's Day, I moved out to, share with people. My supporters said they want to celebrate Valentine and all that. So we moved around sharing gifts and all that, sharing love, touching people, talking to people, smiles and all that. And when I interrogated some people, they were not happy at all. And I felt the pain, and I almost cried when I interrogated some people. I felt that pain, and I shared their pain. So this policy, the implementation is the problem that we have. It's not as if we are against the policy in the entirety. We have a problem with the way the policy is being implemented. And this is the exact problem that the APC chieftains are talking about. And we have heard Governor Nasir El-Rufai speak to it. We have heard Governor Ganduje speak to it. We have heard a lot of our APC spokespersons, even San Festus Keyamo was on Channels Politics this evening, and he spoke about it as well. So these are the issues we are talking about, is the way the thing is implemented. Even without cashless policy, my sister, January, after people have gone for December celebration, we find out that most people take all their savings to go for celebration, to go and invest in their villages, to go and, and then they come back in January, most times broke. They want to pick up and start their business again. They want to pick up and move up with whatever trading they are doing. And without even policies, forget about vote by, forget that we are doing election in February. For you to seal such a thing in January is double trouble, double pain, double punishment for our people. And we reject such implementation in its entirety.
All right, Madam Kafilat, on a final note, what is your message to your constituents?
For my constituents, I want to appreciate them. I want to let them know that we are in this journey together. I love them, they love me. We communicate together, and they believe in me as their representative to be. And I also believe that by the grace of God, I will be open to their ideas, suggestions, and advice to ensure that we achieve the Kosofe of our dream together. I am not going to the House of Representatives alone. I am going with my people because I am with them in spirit and physically. We are together all the time. So I am a politician of the people. I am a person of the people, and I listen to the people and work with the people. So I want to appeal to them that in this time of the cashless policy, of the pain that they are going through, I feel their pain and I share it.
All right.
Not just as an individual, as a party as well. And we should ensure that there is peace everywhere. We are patient enough. We should enduring enough till 25th of February and March 11th when we'll be casting our vote. We should use that energy to ensure that we bring Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be our president in Nigeria nearest time.
On that note, I must thank you very much, Madam Kafilat Ogbara. She is the APC candidate for Kosofe Federal Constituency. Thank you very much for coming on Politics Tonight. Thank you for sharing your agenda for the Kosofe people.
Thank you very much.
And thank you very much for watching. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But the conversation continues from here. Get in touch with us on Twitter at TVCNewsNG and at Olajumoke using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We are also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. Join us on a Monday for another edition of Politics Tonight. Digging beyond the headlines. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. Goodbye.